Alright, playing Subnautica, one of the free stay-at-home games. And I thought I'd just make a little bit of a video about what it's like. We've crashed on a planet. It's a water planet. And got to survive, which I've done alright so far. So this is our little safety pod, escape pod, which I'm the only survivor in. I was the only person in. As you can see, there's things to a radio, fabricator to make things. Apparently I was saving the game here. And the fabricator makes things to help your survival go better. So I can create water, I can create food from the things I catch, and various other bits and pieces. You can see there in the quick slot down the bottom there. I've got a light, I've got a knife, a little vehicle to help me propel a bit faster. And a fabricator to build bigger buildings, which we'll see in a little bit. You can see there I've upgraded my air tank so I can dive a bit longer. I'm a bit thirsty, not so hungry. Healthy for a change. There's all these little fish that jump out at you and explode. They chase you. So there's our big Aurora. That's our ship that crashed. And you can see we're in the middle of nowhere. If you get too close to the ship, you've got to deal with radiation and stuff like that as well. That's one of the buildings I fabricated. It looks a bit spectacular from there. Look at that. I've outdone myself. So yeah, you collect like titanium from crashed spaceship parts to make the buildings. You can see that I've made stuff inside, and I've found land to grab food and to plant it in there, so I've always got food, and I can plant it out here if I want, some of the corals and things. And this thing I've just started to build, or just built, and it allows me to jump in there and scan for things. There's my solar power, my night light, some more food, which comes in handy because it was a bit stressful at the first, trying to catch fish and then make sure I had enough water as well. Handy if you can make bleach and then add water to it. These little fellas, they give you some water and you can make drink bottles out of them. So you can go along here and you can scan stuff and learn about the acid things. Are these things? Run! Ouch! I've been killed by a couple of those before. So you can see there's quartz there hanging off the side of the tube that we're in. Trying to get to the vehicle so I can fly away quickly or swim away. So yeah, you've just got to keep finding ore, and you'll find silver, you'll find gold, you'll find titanium with the wreckage parts that are around the place. The fish will do various things. So here I'm having a look to see what I'm looking for at the moment, a life pod. I've just received a PDA message to say that life pod 12 is over this way, and to go and have a bit of a look, and there's other places I've had a look at as well. So as you can see, my air goes down. I think I've got the rebreather on at the moment, so it goes a bit slower. When you get nearer the radiation area, you have to put another one on. You can't dive as deep or be as efficient with your oxygen as deep. So yeah, the idea at the moment is I'm just wandering around finding ore to build things. Like if I find those acid little corals, I can combine that with some copper ore and I can make batteries, which then power my lantern and my other equipment that I've built. There's a big leviathan creature there. You've got to be careful, and they can sort of hurt you a little bit. So yeah, it's been really interesting. I didn't think much of it when I first started playing it, and then I haven't stopped playing it. I've been a bit hooked. There's a lot of information to sort of go through with the books there, and the stuff that you collect along the way. It sort of drip feeds you a little bit more information as you go along. As you go along, you'll find debris fields from the spaceship that's crashed, and as I said, you can find titanium with all the bits of junk that you find, or you can find other parts that you can scan and replicate yourself to help you build more vehicles and better equipment and stuff as you go along. So as you can see, I've lasted a fair while under the water there. It's because I've got the rebreather on, I believe. So you just come up and your oxygen refills. This is in VR as well. I'm not playing it in VR, obviously, but it wouldn't be too bad to have a go of. I reckon I'd get seasick pretty quickly. So there are bugs in parts. That's alright. Nothing too bad that I've noticed. Just a bit clunky with the walking and the swimming sometimes. Trying to catch a fish, you'll be trying to swim up behind it and press the button to grab it, but you've just missed it and then you've overshot it and trying to reorient yourself and things like that. The water changes colour depending on your depth and where you are as well. Sometimes it can be really murky, sometimes it can be clear. Some of the corals light up, like when it gets to night and things like that. You'll get further down. You can either use your flashlight or you can go by the light of the bioluminescence of the corals and things that are down there. You can scan the fish to find out if they're edible or not, and you'll find out pretty quick what is and what isn't. Now this is awkward. I thought I'd found another island, but it's one I've been to before. That's why I was looking at the ship, just to orient myself. Now you can see that there's a compass there where it's telling me how deep I'm going down. You've got to build that. So for quite a while until you do that, you're sort of like, where's north? I have no idea. That's come in handy actually, because I think this one, when I got the broadcast, it said it was southwest of the crash site. So that come in handy a great deal. So yeah, I do have the rebreather on here because the air's going down slowly. So the little machine that I'm using here, I had to build after finding the parts. They're scattered around the place. You scan them and then you can build your own sort of thing. Comes in handy when you're at this depth, so you can get back to the top pretty quickly if you need to. As you can see there, it's just sort of caught up with itself and everything's loaded. And these are the bits of information you want to find along the way. So I'm not sure. I tried to find where my ultra high capacity tank was, and I can't find where to build it. That's just reminded me that it's in my data bank, so I'll have to have a look there. That's just going to mean I'm going to have more air, and I've got the things that I need to build it as well, which is good. Usually in here you'll find data pads. There's one just over there that I haven't noticed yet. That little blue thing stuck to the bench on the left there. I'll get there in a second. Oh, there it is. Oh, grab that. So your PDA has been corrupted, so the more that you find, the more information you've got here. And you can see there was quite a bit that jumped out. I thought, oh, I'm nearly out of air and I'm 300 metres down, and am I lost here? If you go into the caves, you've got to be careful, because if you've got not much air left and you get disoriented, then you're going to drown. When you die, you just lose some of the stuff that you've collected. It's no major calamity. I'm finding that I'm saving relatively often though, because if you don't, you end up going all this way, you end up finding weird and wonderful things. I thought I was a bit dead here, but I was lucky. And here's what the island looks like at night. That's pretty cool. Yeah, so yeah, if you die, you just lose some of the equipment that you've picked up along the way, or the ore and things like that you've picked up along the way. You start back in your life pod, and as you can see, this is all the stuff, the bright stuff, all the things that I've discovered and am able to build. You can see the ingredients that they need there. There it is there. Now I don't know why I can't find anywhere to build it, because I've got those items and I can't find in the replicator where to build it. So day 34 I'm at. I've been out in the ocean a month. My fingertips are wrinkly and there's not as much water as you think out there to drink. So those bioluminescent trees up here, you can actually take bits off them, and they give you a little bit of water as well as food. So there's stuff that comes in handy. Just trying to find my way around here, because I'm in the dark. I should be using my torch. That crabs are everywhere. They jump out, they attack you, you try and stab them, and there's not even the satisfaction of killing them. They just die. They don't give you anything after a while. I think they even squirt out a bit of poison, I think, so you've got to be careful with that too. So yep, here comes a torch. Now, everything that's powered uses batteries. So you've got to be able to have some batteries on hand. So all of those items there, except for the knife in my quick slots, they're powered. And I've got one spare battery at the moment, and that torch went flat. So it was like, do I use the battery in the torch, or will I need it for the little sea glider thing that I've got? I thought I'd leave it for the sea glider. I've got a cutter as well, so when I'm down in amongst the wreckage of the Aurora, I can actually open doors that are locked and things, and there's a couple of other bits of equipment that I believe will move items out of the way so I can get through doorways. I've got fire extinguishers that I can build, so because the thing's on fire in there, you can sort of put fires out to be able to go past. Be careful, don't set yourself on fire, that's bad. It's bad. You don't want to do it. So basically the PDA that we found here said that they regrouped over here and that I should go over here, and apparently they're not there anymore, obviously. But another PDA which will help fill out the blanks in mine. So it just gives you voice logs about what's going on. I think I played here. So all that stuff I've discovered along the way, various bits and pieces. Apparently I owe 3 million credits, or 3 billion credits I think it is, because everything I find I'm being charged by for the corporation that runs the Aurora, which is really handy. So I hope I don't get to the end of the game and all of a sudden a bill shows up in the mail that says I owe them all this money. So usually when you're finding this stuff, they're dead. You get a lot of radio announcements from people, and it's usually a robot saying, you know, the corpse is here, so here's the coordinates that you've got to go and find to retrieve it. I won't give everything away. There's things I didn't expect, which is pretty cool. And when I did discover them, it was like I ran out of food and water, so I ended up dying. But have a go of it. If this is your sort of thing, the survival sort of thing, I've enjoyed it. And that's it, I guess.